to. I found a voice that's reliable. Maybe I'll just cast like this.
Well, that sounds good.
All right, cool.
All right, so we're back. I won't do that. Don't worry. Rip your ears. No, map 1 goes the way of NiP on Inferno. That's expected. We thought that would go their way. It was their map choice, but now we have Cobblestone. And again, Fnatic's put in a lot of work. NiP haven't played it nearly as much.
Yeah, well, we don't know as much how much they played it behind the scenes. They have practiced it. I know they have practiced it, but Fnatic has a proven Cobblestone. Let's put it that way. So I think Fnatic is definitely the favorite side on this map.
Yeah, I have to say so. We saw them against TSM on it online about 2 weeks ago or whatever it was now. There's been a lot of tournament action in between, but when it was TSM versus them in the best of 3 to give the initial spot at DreamHack Bucharest, and this was the map TSM lost in that series, and they lost it quite heavily. It was 16-8, and the big thing that Fnatic utilized on the map was smoke control of mid specifically, and we're going to highlight him. Olaf was the one throwing them. He would cover that off, and then they would fake it to B. Their fakes were well-timed, well-executed, and they didn't leave any room for error on rotations, and if you didn't read them correctly, they would just dominate the site on entry.
Definitely, and I think the thing is that when this patch for Cobblestone came in, with the long corridor in B, it seemed like it would actually favor the CDs heavily, but it seems a lot of the teams have really worked it out how to utilize that in their favor, and Fnatic is one of those teams. They've really done their homework on Cobblestone.
And that's the thing, because they've done their homework, so they should be in the driver's seat on it. But I have to say, Cobblestone looks a lot better than I think it ever has in terms of balanced gameplay.
Yeah, there are a lot more T rounds.
A lot more. And it has to do with that choke point at B, a lot quicker. But depending on spawn timing, the Ts can actually be at the entry point on B faster than the CTs can set up for it. So smokes that are utilized to delay it are very important on that CT side. But the games we've seen have been close. The point I want to make, Fnatic is the team that seems to have the upper hand on the map, so we may not get a close game tonight, even though I'm talking up the map. But like I said, we're going to highlight him. Olaf's going to be the man to watch. He may not even be your impact fragger, but it's how he uses the smokes on the T side that give Fnatic so much breathing room.
Yeah, and it's not always, it doesn't always have to be the frags to make the impact. You could do a lot of things, such as throwing those vital smoke shooter flashes or making the distraction on the other side of the map. Things like that make a lot of impact in rounds. We saw Get Right, who's here, NiP's highlighted player. He was probably not getting like a ton of frags except for that 4K in pistol. Yep. But he was getting a lot of wild kills.
That's true. That seems so long ago because we went 29 rounds. That was a huge start to that map.
Yep.
For NiP. He didn't get those 4 kills. They don't get that pistol. They potentially could have lost on Inferno. Yep. And we talked about it. His impact frags were big, but we also wanted to highlight him because of his rotations on the CT side.
Yeah, definitely. And let's see how it works out for NiP here.
Well, that's the thing. And again, they've got to read Fnatic very, very early because they are. It's not even their CT side that's impressive on this map. It's their T side. They're just great at getting map control, swinging through the hallways at B, and getting you moving. And like I say, you've got to read them perfectly. Get Right is the player that goes from that transition point in mid connector. He's got to be ahead of the play. He can't be reactive. He's got to be proactive. But knife round's going to start, and we'll figure out who's going to start out predictably CT side on this map.
Yeah, we saw a huge Cobblestone T side just yesterday from Virtus Pro versus TSM. I think Virtus Pro racked up like 11 rounds on T side, and TSM almost came back as well. I think it ended up 16-14 on VP's favor. So a lot of teams getting a lot of rounds here on T side Cobblestone nowadays. It has become a lot more interesting map to watch for sure.
And it looks like the knife round may go the way of NiP for 2 in a row. Pronax, all that's left, and he drops. So they will get CT. Now we're going to see exactly the talking point we just brought up. Yeah. We are going to see immediately how those smokes are going to be utilized for these fakes for Fnatic. If NiP have an answer for the B site, if they can hold B site effectively. Of course, when they did play against Envious on this map at MLG, it was the former iteration of it. They tried to run the double op with Michaelele back on A on top of the hut, peeking onto the ramp. And Forrest using an op over at B. That op angle doesn't exist anymore. You can't get as deep and look into the hallway like you used to be able to because it's a close-up connector point. So a double op may not be as potent for NiP's setup. And we've seen Fnatic, again, use the fakes so well.
Yeah, let's see how NiP plays that CT side, and especially on A. We've seen teams like Envy, for example, they like to stack a certain spot on the towards the A side. It may be the side hall, it may be down middle, one or the other most often, and an Opera may be trying to get some kicks from side hall or from middle. So I think that's also very, very vital here, CT side, getting that early information in middle of what is the T side actually doing.
So we're still not readied up, but we will be momentarily. I'm also interested to see how NiP on their CT side, specifically both sides, in fact, because Pronax actually has done it a number of times over toward the long A take. In fact, that's where Exist plays, or had played for NiP. I haven't seen them again on this map in quite some time, but if they push up, if they want to get out toward the elbow and in toward the T side of middle, back toward the statue or the courtyard, because that will give them more information early on Fnatic. But again, they don't really use it from that side of the map. It's how they control the B tunnels and rotate from B tunnels that gives them all of the control. It is a long rotation, but it's likewise can be said for the CTs. And of course, drop is going to be a point that's always under fire, especially if the terrorist side, regardless of the team, can win the drop battle. You can cut off rotators immediately inside that CT connector.
Pronax is really known for the amount of work he puts in on finding things and inventing things. The amount of hours he has racked up on Cisco, I think, is something around 5,000 hours.
It's ridiculous.
So, it's really, and especially when you have changes to
Actually,
a map.
I shouldn't say it's ridiculous. If he wasn't doing this for a living, it would be ridiculous. So it's maybe not ridiculous since it's his job.
Yeah, but yeah, really, especially when you have a map change like we've had on Cobblestone, it's really, really important that you have a person that spends a lot of time on a server alone, trying to find those perfect smokes and pop flashes and all the small details that could play in your advantage. And he's definitely one of those guys who spends a ton of time just trying to invent new things, and we've seen that happen on different occasions throughout time from Fnatic's side, that they've utilized those little tricks.
The other trick, and I can't remember who, I think it was Pronax was the first player I saw do it, is on that new, I don't know what you want to call it, the wall that divides the main ramp and the long A. Remember how there used to be the rock there, or that little boost spot that you could cover off both entries from one position? They put that wall there now, so you can't actually hold both angles. You have to decide. You can boost above it. Okay. You can actually stand on the shoulders of a teammate and see over top of it in toward mid. And I think it was Pronax who did it the first time. If you get caught on it early, yes, there is a counter. You just instantly look there, you peek there, you check the angle. But it can be used at least once or twice to good effect before there is an answer. Because if you get the early pick, you don't have to stick around. You drop down, then you fan out. The player boosting you goes out to long, you fall back, cover off ramp, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter, but you can easily then get an early kill and then cover A quite easily. So I think it was I'm almost 99% sure it was Pronax that did it. So hopefully we'll see that from Fnatic, because I thought that was very clever.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's all it takes really is to be able to use those type of spots once or twice, get on the crucial rounds. That's all that really matters. And you know, they are definitely a team to utilize those a ton. So it's gonna be fun watching. And what is Fnatic going to come up with? As we're still waiting for the match to happen here.
And I'm not sure what our delay is, because like you said, the knife round's already taken place, and it's NiP that's going to start out on CT. They did call for stay, but I just press tab, take a look at pings. Everyone's normalized. Who's not moving? Who's AFK? Oh, you know what? I think it might be Crims. We just see him standing in the corner behind Olaf. Flusha not moving. Fnatic, I'd say it's Fnatic we're waiting on. So hopefully they'll sit down and get things going, because, again, this is their map choice and their map to win. If things go as predicted and as have gone in the past, it should be 1-1 after this. And again, we'll emphasize this. If you're just joining us, it is a Sunday night, and there's not a lot else going on, so you may not be aware of the entire situation of the league. I'll slap you on the head and tell you you're foolish for not, but NiP win this, they go straight through to DreamHack Bucharest. Fnatic win this, they go straight through to Bucharest. Loser of the game has a second chance. They fall down and play the winner of a bracket between VP, Na'Vi, flip side, Penta. Don't quote me on the order of those games. I think they actually are played differently than that. But those four teams have a bracket to be played.
Yep.
Winner of the bracket plays the loser of this game on the 8th, and they'll take over the last spot, the remaining spot, the 4th spot at DreamHack Bucharest. Of course, Envious and Team Solo Mid have already qualified for the LAN that comes up immediately after ESEA LAN. 3 weekends time, the 20, God, they're going to hate me for not knowing the dates.
I think it's 24th.
It ends on the 26th, so count backwards. 24th, that's
24th.
right. There we go.
Alrighty.
Production staff's going to come in here and yell at me for not knowing the dates of our own event. And I haven't even seen any chat come out. So I'm not 100% sure because Flusha is moving around the map now.
They had NiP just aborted the enter ready, so.
Oh, you're right. Was it NiP? No, I think it was actually Freiburg and JW that called for abort.
Possibly.
And 2 minutes, Fixar NY. That's Swedish, so I don't know what that means, but Olaf called for 2 minutes, so that's what we're waiting for. Maybe you know what that means. Oh, fixing TeamSpeak?
Oh, yeah. They are.
I see TS and Fixar. I'm assuming that's Fix.
Yep.
So a TeamSpeak issue.
Yep.
Maybe they should use Mumble. Maybe they should use Skype. Incoming DDoS. Rest in peace. Just kidding. Never use Skype.
Yeah. Please
Never,
don't jinx
ever
it. Don't
use
jinx
Skype.
it. Don't jinx it.
I didn't say anything. Yep. No one heard me anyway. My voice doesn't exist.
And I can't hear you, so I think.
Exactly. Yeah, my voice is gone and your ears are congested due to your cold. So we're making a heck of a team right now.
Yeah, we are.
Indeed. Actually, yeah, someone just confirmed on my Twitter as well. So this should go, again, 1-1. The last map in the pool is Dust 2. If we get there, that might favor NiP, but we've got to get there first. Mirage, the second last, and then it's Cash that comes out next. Cash, of course, that's going to be an interesting point of reference as well on this new patch because it's the double op setup that Fnatic has used on CT. In fact, it was only TSM that beat them because they limited the money situation against Fnatic. They couldn't get out those double ops on their CT side. And actually, that's what won them the match because it came down to a 16-14 decision, and it was just that Fnatic couldn't get the CT rounds like they normally do. Now the question is, can Olaf and JW still be effective? Yes, their defensive angles on Cash. You don't have to do a lot of slide peeking, but you're still nerfed, and it may change the way they play that 1-1 with 3 mid setup.
Yeah, and at the same time, from NiP's perspective, they have had some really solid T-sides on Cash. I think, again, sort of similar to Inferno, they've been struggling on the CT side of Cash more than the T side. So they've been commonly racking up even close to 10 rounds on T side Cash. So
the only team that has not allowed that to work against them is actually Envious because they just got super aggressive before they set up their defaults. But Envious seemed to be, I don't know, the kryptonite of NiP lately.
Well, they are. They just read NiP like an open book. That's the way when you look at it. It just says they have the sixth sense going for them, and they just NiP seems like they are just running out of steam when they're playing Envy. But now we have NiP playing for Fnatic, and the pistol round is live.
Live and underway. Forest, Alu already over immediately into drop, and they're actually stacking this B site. Get Right's going to be there. Are they going to go for this reverse boost over drop? They do. Get Right's going to push through the tunnels. He wants this information early, but Forest and Exist are deep in B. Alu's got to be quick back over to A because it's Freiburg that's holding long, not Exist. As I said that they've previously done on this map, specifically at MLG, but of course, different version of the map. A didn't change a whole lot, though. And Alu's come back. Exist will come over. He's already into the Preacher spot. Quickly arrives, so the stack at B has dissolved. Get Right's not yet behind them. Forest is trying to flank as well, but they're already up the ramp. They're already in the site. Alu finds one, Freiburg another. JW responds with 2, and now they've got control because Freiburg's down as well. It's just these 2 flank players that have to retake the site. The question is, will they read this? Will Fnatic be aware of it? I think they will because JW realizes that there's no one toward the CT connector, and there's a third for him. Get Right goes down, but not before getting Pronax, and it's all going to be up to this Tech-9 to take down Forest, and he's already low, 26 HP. He's got to read this brilliantly. He does. He catches out. Olaf, great fake up and down, back across the wall. But this bomb's been ticking for a considerable amount of time, and he takes some more damage. Down to 7. He does have the armor. He's going to have to hold this right now, and JW's not going to let him. Pushes forward. So just like Get Right in the first map, JW's the one with the 4K and the pistol this time.
Yeah, and he was the instrumental guy. 4K, obviously, but he just got those entries going on A site, and then got Get Right, who got a kill on the site as well. So just a huge play from JW, and Fnatic NiP, I think they really felt that A push was coming pretty early on, but it didn't help them out too much because JW was too strong. Simply.
Yeah, great round from him. The 2 entries were crucial because they were 2 men down. He traded those back. Without those trades,
Yep.
no chance for them. And again, it's Forrest that's usually the pistol player. He's been quiet lately on his pistols. Didn't really get much going for him at Star Ladder. Didn't get much going. Obviously, last game it was Get Right that did, but didn't get much going that round when he came in late. Did actually fake out Olaf, but the one-on-one, he was already low on HP.
Looks like Fnatic is opting to take a lot of control towards B, and seems like that's going to be the favorite site for them to be pushing into.
And they're going to walk through this smoke that's been deployed.
Yeah, it seems like NiP is actually
And it's
seeing
actually
this happen.
well, seeing it happen, but it's also, sorry, not to cut you off, it's also SMGs this time for Fnatic. They're the ones, because they've won the pistol, that will invest in 3 of them. We're going to try and see a Deagle take down Flusha, but he gets Freiburg in the end. JW now the only one with the AK after that 4 kill, does get Alu as well. There you go. Flusha closes it out. All 5 still alive. Anti-Eco, extremely successful.
Very clean. No, not dropping anyone from Fnatic's point of view, and that's big going further on this half. You don't really, the less players you're dropping on these second and third rounds, the better for the early buys as well, obviously. So that's always going to be fundamental.
So JW this time leads the charge, actually just falls back, lets Pronax take over the lead. They're rushing it in toward B, but Exist is on drop. Forrest, Get Right already there, but they're in the site. They're already around the corner. Nothing to delay them this time. Nade's going to go deep. Pronax already finds Exist, and the Nade connects. It takes down Get Right because damage was dealt to him from an SMG. Off to his right side, and bomb planted. Easy kill for Crims onto Forrest, and again, all 5 still up. They haven't found anything on NiP's side. Freiburg trying to change that, but they're swarming him. And the SMG's too strong.
Not a single kill on the second and third map for NiP, and just Fnatic playing a very, very aggressive type of round there, just pushing in B, knowing they have the advantage in gear. NiP, they knew NiP wouldn't have any armors, so that's going to give them a pretty easy entry in B. And now we have the first weapon round here. NiP is going for a one-op on Alu. Let's see where they position him on the side hall on A. He's probably going to try to get some early information with it. It's going to be contested soon as well.
Shots go out. And again, I talked about how much information they were going to try and read early on in this long position. Freiburg finds the first finally. And of course, this is crucial. This is your gun round. This slows them down. Olaf, though, we talked about it. There's his smokes. He's the one that's selling this fake. This time it's over toward B as they try and get into A. But crucially, NiP's already spotted them. So they're fading off of B. Forrest knows there is still one player there, so he'll hang back, but Exist already rotated. Get Right does get traded out in the end. NiP back to 3-on-3.
Yeah, trades are favoring Fnatic for sure. In a 3-on-3 situation, it favors the T side because obviously you're gonna have a side that's gonna have limited defense on, and right now that's gonna leave NiP guessing on what Fnatic is doing. They're just slowing it down and playing down the clock and hoping for NiP to do a bit of an over rotation.
And it's Olaf that's still just sitting inside that B hallway, trying to get some information, trying to sell it again. He'll pop this flash, and they still want to go toward A. They're still over there. There's 26 seconds. There's no way they've got time to rotate this bomb back, so they have to commit. And Olaf's trying his best to be the salesman. Forrest is going to spot him, though, and they get the kill, and that means he's alone. He knows he's not got company. They know it's got to be A now, and they've already dropped the bomb. Pronax has fallen, and NiP look poised to take the first gun round. Flusha doing everything he can, but he's going to try and run and hide. The smoke does give him a bit of cover. Tagged up as he tries to get through the doorway. Wants to hold on to the op that he's got, and he may just do it. 1 second, time expires. They won't be able to hunt him down, so at least they'll hold on to that gun, but NiP already back into this.
Yeah, early on in the round, it seemed like Fnatic definitely had the upper hand, but Olofmeister, I think he would have had to get a kill on B for that sell to be possible. Only just flashing it in. Nothing happened on the NiP rotation, and Forrest and Excess just got those 2 picks and demoralized the Fnatic's attack. It was very simple. Fnatic here, stealing a full buy. It's going to be important round for NiP and Crims just coming into town, getting Get Right off the bat. a huge opening for them.
Yeah, that's big. That opens up drop, so now they can cut off the rotators as well if JW mans up and drops down. Exist using smoke to his advantage to try and get up close on the B hallway. Second smoke dropped out on the backside of where JW is waiting. Crims is going to try and join him. Crims is very low, 11 HP for him. JW drops down with the op. He's got to get support. Crims finally joins him. But he hasn't gone all the way down. He's just throwing out nades to buy him some time. And Alu's there. This nade goes out into JW. Should do a little bit of damage. Only 12 HP lost. But information gained for NiP. That's the crucial part of this.
Yeah, and NiP is really stacking the right side at this point because Fnatic is seemingly going to be. So it's going to be a tough entry for Fnatic.
Forrest catches JW. Now your bomb's going to come in. They're going to come in from long this time. All the way on to B. The new entry, this new hallway. Olaf does catch Exist. But Forrest is still in a good position to hold them out. That one smoke's delaying them onto the site. Crims finds him, though. This entry's successful, and now Fnatic have a great chance to get in. They're still low on HP. Olaf and Crims combined for 15, but it's 100 on both. Well, never mind. As I say it, Flusha goes to 0. Freiberg, excellent shot on that AK, but Olaf catches Alu, trying to lurk forward, and it's all down to a 6 HP Freiberg, and I dare say he not chanced this. He's still lurking in the site. Pronax catches him. Can't even make the decision if he wants to save.
Yeah, and money's going to be looking grim for NiP at this point. They have 2 players with less than 2K. If they want to go, they're probably most likely going to save it, but they are not going to be getting a proper buy on the next round for two of their players either. So that's going to be putting Fnatic firmly on the driver's seat early on here. But yeah, that round, Olafmeister and Crims were the 2 key players, really getting those fundamental kills on the entries, and that pick on Olafmeister on Alu in the later stage was basically what sealed the deal before Freiberg even went down.
They're going to stack it over on B again. That round got turned around massively with those opening kills. You're right. Olaf was the one that cracked it. And NiP want to get aggressive. Meanwhile, we still have Freiberg lurking over on long A. That's where 3 of Fnatic's players are. Not directly in long, but over on A nonetheless. And Olaf again, going to catch out Exist. They try and boost up. He uses that smoke to his own advantage, goes deep, and they don't even spot him.
You just gotta love the play Olafmeister plays. Like, with such confidence, just walking in there casually. They have 3 guys just around him, gets the kill, falls back. Just nice play.
And now NiP have to second guess themselves. They'll fall back over to the A site, but Fnatic's got time to do whatever they please. And Pronak's going to grab that bomb, and I think he pleases B. He's going to run over it. Crims already on drop. Olaf's going to come back around the corner, realize there's nobody there as soon as Crims makes this call. And Pronak should have an easy plant from this. As Flusha catching out the rotators all the way over from long. That's forced to drop. Pronak still doesn't believe there's no one there. He was still checking around like, is this for real? Where's NiP? They're not home. Nobody there. And we might see 5 rounds already. Get Right does get one. Flusha's going to get him in the end, and that means we've got 5 for Fnatic T side. And it comes back down. I mean, this could have been 3-2 with a broken economy on Fnatic's side had Olaf not found those 2 entry frags in this penultimate round.
Yeah, it is just how the small details just put into have such a huge impact on situations, and how the matches go further. And now all pressure's on NiP. They definitely wanna be looking at more of a 10-5 scoreline than a 10-5 deficit. So this is getting key rounds here.
Shots fired again. Olaf doing early damage, wreaking havoc, and again it's a fake. They've got the bomb over toward A. He's going to try and use this smoke to his advantage. Flashes back through it. Get Right's below drop. Forrest pulled all the way over, and they are selling NiP every time. Every time. The first gun round was the only one they didn't because they had the early information at long, but now they're second guessing it. Pronax does catch Freiberg. The question is, does Get Right rotate off this? They're still not sure because as soon as Exist goes back down, they can't know. They can't be sure. They can't realize this is a fake. Although Pronax does realize that with that entry on B, there's a chance he might go join the firepower of Olaf and Crims. But NiP are getting torn apart in the exact same way TSM did on this map against Fnatic.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Freiberg down the middle. I think what NiP should do, they should probably, like I was talking pre-match, they should either stack side hall or they should either stack down middle when they're holding their A site. And just gamble, sort of, try to read on what the Fnatic is doing. Because that's more likely than why would you, like, when you're playing 1-on-1, there's always going to be the risk that you're just going to get picked off right off the bat and you're just going to be leaving a huge gap in your defense. So I think NiP should do the adjustment of playing one or the two with 2 players instead of 1-on-1.
Well, that does make a lot of sense because, again, that early information, that round was what gave NiP that gun round. They've got pistols again this time. They will get up close on the doorway, bottom of middle. It's a bit of a stack. Pronak's going to flash his way into it. No kill, but realizes Exist is not alone, so he falls off. In fact, no one did damage there because they were both blinded up. They just fired away. And now JW will catch Exist. Tech 9, Rec 9. He's got the op out as well. Tries to work it up. Flusha waiting inside danger. But there's no threat toward him because JW's already doing all the work. Double op shot from him. Make it 3. Unbelievable play. Alu now drops as well. And Olaf has to catch Get Right, who's lurking just in front of him, and that's going to be it. All done in Fnatic. Looking so in control on Cobblestone, excuse me.
Yeah, and they feel very comfortable. They look very comfortable on this map, and they have really got this down on them, this map, and 7-1 score line. A lot of pressure now on NiP. They really need to start racking rounds together here. Otherwise, it's going to be a slant slide, and we're going to be looking at a 1-1 score line in this best of 5 very soon.
And it looks like this time there is no fake, or at least not just yet. All 5 Fnatic players are heading on, but here's the big thing. This is your deep smoke on A that just keeps Freiburg locked in. They did this to Kerrigan a number of times. One smoke on the doors at mid just keeps one player on NiP unable to rotate. Exist does get the opening kill this time. Finally, NiP have an advantage they can try to work with, but Flush is going to try and smoke them deep inside B and compensate for that. In fact, they'll close off on Alu, but he's already through it. Pronax does get right. Exist trades him off. Flush is the one that drops, but now it's Pronax with the nade as well onto Forest, and they claw back. They've got the advantage again. Freiburg's late on the rotate, so they've got to come in. They've got Alu. He has to be efficient. He's not. Pronax finds him as well. And again, it's a 1v3 on this retake for Freiburg. He'll fire away. It's not looking likely, and there it is. JW collects it. There's no answer from NiP right now.
Yeah, it's becoming demoralizing for NiP at this point, because Fnatic's methodical play of where they're just going around the map, getting picks left and right, is working for them. Their straight-up plays to B are working out for them. Their straight-up plays to A are working out for them. So NiP right now is just wondering, okay, what else can we do? They got the first kill even. Exist got the first pick on B. Still Fnatic got the entry in, and still got the trade kills. JW jumping down drop, getting that exchange was huge in that round. So right now NiP is just looking like they don't have an answer for Fnatic's very nice solid T play.
So Flusha catches Alu that time. Freiburg does go back though with the Deagle, and Get Right's going to get one with the 5-7. So already good damage done on this eco, but usually we call in a close game those as a victory. It's still 8-1, let's not forget. And in fact, about to be 9-1. Forrest now all that's left, and he drops down. They need to win. It doesn't matter at this point. Economy, who cares? You need to get rounds on the board because, again, we are a lot more balanced on this version of Cobble than we have been. I'll give it that. But 9 rounds T-side, utterly ridiculous when there's only one going CT way.
Well, yeah, it's been just one team on the server so far, and that's been Fnatic. Like I said, everything they've been doing so far has been working out. It's just a matter of NiP adjusting to Fnatic's play. But at the same time, like I said, when a lot of the plays they do are very different from one another, that's going to make it hard for NiP to find that key on, okay, what do we really need to do to get our things working? But I think they need to get that control in middle or the side on A and get those first kills. Those are going to be really crucial.
So trade happens. Get Right does get the first kill. Crims goes back in. And they go back as well. You were saying NiP needs a better read. The first 2 gun rounds, it looked like they had it. They won the first gun round. The second one, it was all Olaf that pulled the round back, but they read them perfectly on those fakes, and it looked encouraging. I thought, all right, NiP knows how they're going to play this. They have an answer. Turns out we were wrong because
sometimes it doesn't matter, even if you know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. They've got so much skill. Alu at least does pick off JW this time with the op, but he's got to hurry over. At least Exist does close off this entry. Crims goes down. It is 2-on-2, but make it 2-on-1 on this entry because Alu's still not in position. Flusha hasn't found the shot onto Exist. He does take him low. Olaf closes it off for him, but Alu's got the op. He needs this angle. They know he's coming over because JW called that he got taken down at A, so good flash through this smoke as well. And Flusha, look how smart this play is. He's got the bomb, mind you. If he goes down right now, if Alu realizes he's gone behind him and he's trying to flank and gets this kill, They won't get a bomb plant. So Flusha should have left this bomb for Olaf to use. That means Flusha has to nail this. 14 seconds. They have to push him. They have to. And they will. Alu gets it.
Huge
Now
goal.
they can win the round. This is a huge misplay from Flusha. And Alu's just going to run. He knows he's got the time. There's only 5 seconds. And Olaf's helpless. Why did Flusha not leave the bomb?
I think the thought was there. The thought process was there that it's all instinctive, first of all. I think the way he felt was that Al was just going to initiate on towards Olaf Monster on B, and that's going to be his gap to just run on A and plan. But that never happened. Al just played super patiently, and he got that kill on Flasha, and, well, that's it, the deal. Simple. In the end.
I mean, that was an easy plant. So, a gift to NiP. You can have your second round.
I think a bit of an overthought overthinking from Flasha.
Possibly just overconfidence. The play was right. He did get behind Alu. Alu, for some reason, never fell back into it. It looked like he was going to, and then we wouldn't be here calling him out, but don't take the bomb on it. They'll catch Freiburg on air early. He's going to try and make this call, but again, they're sticking on B with just Olaf that's there. He's faking them so well. Exist is going to get on the rotation a little bit sooner, and Fnatic haven't committed to this because...
Again, Freiburg going down early on in the round in the middle, and that's been a bit of a theme all the way through, and that's a problem. I think NiP really needs to change their style up, and there we go. Even the second kill going on Fnatic's way, and it's a 5-on-3. All of Meiser. Yeah, 3 kills left and right. It's looking like they're just playing with NiP at this point.
And now it's 2 because Forest as well. Drops down. They're swarming the site. Get Right's trapped in the smoke. Does at least find Pronax. Olaf's pushed past it. Flush is going to keep Alu locked on A. Alu gets the kill, though, so we can try and join with Get Right, but Get Right's already gone. He's got to hold this off as well because money bonus was reset. Does get the first up close. JW tries to pick him off in the end, but now he's got a chance to run and hide. He'll hightail it, and I don't think Fnatic want to run away from the bomb just too soon, so Alu may hold on to this op.
Yeah, Fnatic so far just looking like to be on the level of their own on this map. Feels like they're really comfortable. NiP doesn't feel comfortable at all on this map so far, and they're even though Fnatic, they're doing a lot of different things and they're just making them work out. Still, NiP, I feel like they could do more adjustments, especially like I called out several times by now. That they should need to bunch up on a site with the 2 guys. They need to either bunch up mid or side hall, and that way get those kills in their favor and not give out those entries all the time. And it seems like they might be. Nope, they're not. They're not pushing together. They're going to be separate again.
Olaf's again the man that's aggressive out toward the B-long tunnel.
Wow, that nades. Those nades.
Dropped again. That crack in the wall just gives Olaf the upper hand because it's a headshot position. You're right, the nade damage. Forced with the shotgun, trying to come back around. Needs to be cheeky inside this site. They'll give him a bit of smoke to work with. If he can try and get up close on the bomb planter, he might have a chance with it. Swaps over to the pistol. Alu does get Crims. That's your off, but Olaf goes back into him immediately. And now Forrest, awkwardly inside the site, he gets found. Couldn't even stick around to try and make something utterly ridiculous just from being overlooked. But Freiburg still coming in with this deagle, wants to just do damage. It doesn't even matter. The economy is so huge right now for Fnatic.
Yep.
They've got money regardless.
They can just run around and it's like hunt NiP down. Or again, looking at a $2,000 to work with. 211 down, city side Cobblestone. Yeah. Pretty hard to start and find any positive from NiP perspective, but at the same time, Fnatic just being flawless. They've been, like we called it out before the map even started, Fnatic is a proven, really good Cobblestone team, and they're just showing it once again. Just playing really key plays from everyone. All of their individual players are just pitching in. Just everything is working out. They're getting picks left and right. You're always going to look good when you're getting those picks like they are.
And I think teams have to be aware of this now. They have to be aware that Fnatic has yet another map that plays to their favor in the pool. Yeah, Inferno's been slipping away from them a little bit as of late. TSM's beaten them on it. Obviously, NiP just did. But teams need to actually start practicing Gobble. If one team's going to do it, they all have to do it. If no one does it, then they can overlook it. But now we need an answer. Alu's not going to be that answer. JW finds him with the Tech 9. That's 2 men down already. And it's only the pistols for NiP because, again, that money bonus was reset just 3 rounds ago.
at this point is really desperate for NiP. They force spot on the pistols, pistol and armors, and yeah, it's not going their way at all. Down 3 on 5. Fnatic has the control of A site.
We'll get further as well. Forrest does finally respond. The Pistol Master gets one with the 5-7. That's Pronax out of it. But they get the plant this time. As Get Right waits with very low HP inside this connector. Crims is immediately behind him on the drop. Lower side of drop. JW and Olaf are going to come in and find him. Get Right couldn't do anything to save his own life. And that means we're on round 15 with only 2 of them going to a CT side at NiP. This is a domination from Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic really, Cobblestone seems to be their home turf. I think this is definitely the best Cobblestone I've seen so far in this game, or in this version of Cobblestone. This is probably the most methodical style of play I've seen from a team. They just really feel like they have it nailed down, and NiP struggling.
They'll try and flash through their own smoke. Olaf forced back, but Crim's already out. Finds Get Right, looking for more on the bottom side of that drop, and that means B's got some problems, as well as Flusha just waiting. Alu tries to get the aggression that time over at A. They finally push forward to get information. They get caught for it, so nothing working at all. As it's all on Exist and Forrest. Exist does win the duel there with the CZ, but he gets traded off immediately after. Very low HP for him as a result, and that's going to do it. Closing out the half, Forrest drops down in 13 rounds for Fnatic. Even better than they did against TSM. And we expected this to be Fnatic's map, but I didn't expect it to be quite that one-sided, specifically after the 2 first gun rounds, because it looked like NiP actually had a read.
Yeah, and it was like the first rounds, they were really back and forth with the trade kills, and it was just all of Meister and Crims again coming big on those key kills, and then it was just snowball effect from there on. And NiP they were just out of the picture really soon.
Very soon. And again, you wanted them to get aggressive toward those connector points at A. They started to a little bit, and every time they did, they got punished for it. And then the rounds that they didn't, gave Fnatic so much room to work. It's a long rotation, but man, I got to say, Olaf is just a master of locking down sites or rotators with his fakes, so that's why we highlighted him. And it's going to be an aggressive push from NiP out toward A, down through the bottom of mid, up into danger. Flushes on the backside of it, though. They get him. Forrest finds him early. That gives them a chance now. Crim's going to be the next one that is going to spot them up. Shoots over the hood of the bank truck, or the SWAT card, whatever you want to call it. Sooner SWAT than a bank, I imagine. As would be the case of the game. But Forrest, there it is. On a pistol round, already finds himself another. And Get Right's going to contribute. Tech 9 in early, and Bomb does go down. So NiP will at least start off strong. Olaf, all that's left. And unfortunately, I don't think he's got an answer for 5 ninjas. Even if he were a samurai.
I would have to say NiP would have to make some key mistakes for Olaf here to be able to win this round. He's just going to opt to save that 5-7 and utilize it on the next round, which is probably... I can smell the force buy from Fnatic already. Being
there's
13-2
no
up,
reason not to. Why not?
for sure. Being as
Incoming
much...
scouts.
Yep.
That's the Canadian version of the gun, which I can't say, so it's just the scout to me.
Scoot.
Scoot? Sir Scoots?
Huh?
And we'll make it Sir Scoot.
It'll
be the Sir Scoot gun.
All right.
And actually, we're going to go right back to SMGs. Interestingly, Get Right's going to go for the P90. Doesn't have as much money bonus, only $300, as opposed to everyone else on his team who's going to get 600. 2 MAC 10s, 2 MP7s.
Watch them do the B rush. NiP's going for... No, they're not rushing. Sort of are. Straight up push for B. Coming up, but 3 Fnatic players. Even a 4th. On that site.
They're actually flashing off, so Get Right couldn't find his way in early. Exist goes down. It's first blood. Fnatic immediately countered. Get Right, there he is now. There's your P90. 50 troll teeth in the magazine. Finds 2 with it. Pronax does get the answer, and he's not done. He gets more. He's also picked up this P90, so double 5-7. And he's trying to find the last NiP players. Forrest is at least coming around for the backside, but it's a one-on-one. Flusha has found Freiburg. Bomb still in the hands of Forrest. He can try and work with this to his advantage. He still has control of B's site because Flusha thinks he's over toward drop, and he's fallen back in, but does Forrest go for this plant? That's the question. He'll use the statue as protection.
Now we have the knowledge. He has the knowledge where Flusha is.
Flush is going to immediately push him, fires away those 2 shots, and it's for sure he knows where he is. Mac 10, completely accurate now. Has to hit this shot, but the 5-7 so good at single tapping, not going to matter. They do get it, but what an eco round from Fnatic.
Yeah, it looked like NiP was, especially this Molotov here on JW, was key. If JW wasn't forced out of that position, it could have turned out really ugly for NiP. Turned into a 1-on-1 in the end, but you know, NiP, they are in a deep trouble already, so they're not going to be discouraged by this. Fnatic on a save. NiP is just going to go here and keep on using those max on this round as well. And a straight up B play coming up yet again from NiP.
Another one from Drop. Get right already over the edge. Alu also contributing in these SMGs, tearing Fnatic apart now. Forrest also in, and lots of money to be built. It's 5 SMGs this time as well, because they did lose a lot of manpower in the first round, but they'll go right back to them. And this is not the Counter-Strike we saw even just a week ago. How dominating was that?
Oh my, that looks like, you know.
Maybe they should stick with them.
I know. I mean, it really doesn't seem like we're looking at a serious match. It seems like we're watching a.
And here's the thing. Even though they lost so many men in that second round, by going to those SMGs right there, getting that many kills with them, they're able to go for a full op and AK buy in the first gun round because of the money earned.
Yep.
It gets them right back into it despite having a bad second round. So
just goes to show how it changes the game.
And Alu will go back to collect this bomb. Get right, still waiting inside the B tunnels. Exist has gone up a little bit further into the corner, but Olaf's going to use the smoke to his advantage this time from the CT side, much like he did when attacking, and he's already popped up in behind the arch. Using the box for cover. Pronac and Crims, I like this stacked on Drop because that gives them an entry immediately back into B to cover off once Olaf goes down, and a quick rotation point. JW aggressive on A, does catch Freiberg. Exist wants to try and get this shot. Olaf's waiting. Who's going to peek first, though? That's the question, because he's got 2 to deal with. Crims will be spotted. He is checking the angle. Nice shot by Exist, but he needs to be aware there's 2. And I don't think he's going to be counting on that being stacked. He will throw out this Molotov, but it's too deep in the corner. He's not on the left side. He's on the right, and Olaf comes out, catches both of them. Alu drops behind because he wasn't even ready for the peek. And now it's gone back the way of Fnatic, and JW is going to catch Get Right as well. Forrest, all by his lonesome, does come back. He might still be able to pick up this bomb and do something with it because the smoke has him covered off. He'll use another one to try and walk out. Does get Olaf on it, but JW spams through. And now Fnatic have 14 rounds and the first gun to their name.
Yep, and Olafmeister, he's been instrumental all the way through this map. He played a phenomenal T-side. Not racking up a 30 bomb or anything, but just making a lot of good plays and getting a lot of fundamental kills. Again, getting those 2 kills there. And just basically killing off the NiP push into B was what denied the round from NiP. And Fnatic firmly on that driver's seat.
2 to go. And we'll have a 1-1 series in the best of 5. Swedish Pride and a spot at DreamHack Bucharest. Olaf again, waiting on the backside of the smoke. This time he is left. We'll see if they check it again. We saw them try to use the Molotov to bait him out last time, but it was a gamble and it wasn't correct. This Forrest will lob out the smoke over the top. That drops on the back side of the B site, but there it is. Olaf gets caught. Forrest actually gets him. Crims finds Get Right. He's traded. Exist has a way inside the site. Pronex JW already early on the rotation, and Pronex is on the inside of the smoke. Spotted. Freiberg has him.
Great entry from NiP. Just Forrest getting that kill on Olafmeister was huge through the smoke.
Big nade, though. Exist gets caught. He would have been in a good position to catch them before they entered back into the site. Bomb does go down, though, and Forrest and Alu were on the backside. Freiberg's already found Flusha, and JW might have an op, but he's going to have to be dead accurate because there's 3 looking at him. He misses on the first one, and I think that's his cue to leave.
Yep.
Or is it?
Nope.
He'll readdress. Swaps to the AK.
Considering how far the bomb's already ticked, there's no way he's winning this round. He's just looking for extra kills. And
he's going to hear Freiberg go along beside him. He knows he's gone back up the connector. He'll grab the op to go after him because he won't have time to go for the kill and go back for the gun. And in fact, he won't get the kill, but will save the gun. So they'll have the op to work with, but NiP get one more round at least.
Yep, and a small detail to point out is the forest skill on Olofmeister on the back plateau on B long was pretty much one of the key factors on NiP picking that round, because it was a bit of a, not sure, he probably didn't see him through the smoke, took a bit of a gamble shot and just picked Olofmeister off, and that was a big gap for Fnatic to fill, and NiP took the chance, and Freiburg continued on getting the second kill, I believe, and yeah, just nice execution from NiP.
So it's back to pistols, although, like I said, they do have this op to support, so they've grabbed 2 Mag 7s to go with it, and look how they're going to play it. With Olaf up close with one of them, use the pistol as well. They'll boost JW up above this smoke. They want to just get one shot, one early pick, and it'll change this round massively, despite that they don't have the gun advantage. And Get Right takes a whole lot of damage against Crims. Does get the kill, but he's down to 19. Flush is also tagged down to 20, so you could say it's still an advantage for NiP, but they've got to be careful. They really need to be careful on these entries.
Yep. Fnatic opted to buy armor though on all 5 players as well, so they've invested in this round very much as well.
And now it's dead even, back to 4-on-4, 19 for Get Right, 20 for Flusha. 1 HP the difference across both teams, and JW with this op, tries to spot out a shot onto Forrest, who was crossing back over, but he gets away with it. He'll still stick back over toward A. He's lurking up in danger, wants to sell these rotators, but he's a little bit late in doing it, so JW's already headed back toward B.
Yep.
But NiP's second guessing it. They're coming back around. 20 seconds, they have to commit to A at this point. Forrest is already deep in the site. Flusha's there. He has this shotgun, but Forrest is going to find him. He's already behind him. Flusha doesn't know, and he's already out of range. That Mag 7 can't be one shot from there, so Forrest gets him easily. Olaf tries to come around from the Preacher spot, looking for that shot from above. Does get it. Forrest drops down, but Alu, so wise with the op, takes the time to line up the shot. Now it's down to a 2-on-2 post plant. They have made this around. Fnatic have clawed back into it, not only with the op from JW, but an M4 picked up on Prodax. JW not able to hit the first shot, countered. Alu gets him because he gives away his angle, and Alu with the 3K.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a lot from him in this match, but he gets up to his 10th kill, and that's a big one because they've now got 7 rounds.
Yeah, the biggest kill of them all was the one to Olofmeister. Had he not got that kill, it could have turned out totally the other way around. But that kill there, back on A, definitely a round changing kill. NiP slowly trying to build a bit of a momentum here. They've had some nice plays, some nice entries, just a bit of the same old we saw from Fnatic, and but it's still a long road for them if they really want to be climbing back the mountain and make a comeback here. Now, I think it's the right call from Fnatic to save at this point and just reset the situation and not start forcing up too much, because you can get into a vicious cycle if you keep doing that
And
for
for
too long.
whatever reason, NiP was like seconds away from walking into a 4-man stack at the corner of Long A.
Yeah.
Yet they've backed away and they've gone toward B. And that all comes from Existence calling out that there's not really anyone home. Get Right's already on drop, so they read this in the nick of time, because that could have been an eco for Fnatic to put them on match point. That would have pushed them over the edge. So there's still a chance here for NiP as they try and get back over there. Crims Flusha going for the long rotation, the flank to get in behind Get Right, but he's already looking. He knows it's coming because he knows they're on pistols, and this is how Fnatic like to play their pistol round. So Get Right's going to find the first, and Freiburg's already found one inside the site. Make it 2. Olaf drops down. Alu again comes in. There's the Tech 9. JW drops, and it's all Flusha that's left. As NiP showing off that they're T-side. Again, we talked about these teams being T-sided in their play style, showing that that's where they're going to get the bulk of their rounds. But Fnatic, this map looks excellent for them. We'll see if NiP can continue this momentum.
Yeah, the only right approach to this situation for NiP right now is just to go by it like one round at a time, and hoping that you keep making the right call in the right place, just like Fnatic. That what they're gonna think is you're Fnatic. Fnatic did it to us, we can do it to them as well, and you know, it's gonna be win that one round and then force an eco from Fnatic and just make that cycle keep it going.
No op to work with on Fnatic's side either. That's key. That's big time key, because that's a lot of their defensive play. Freiburg missing the flash a little bit. Does still pop down, does still blind up JW, who was pushing forward, but no matter. They won't get the information from it. Force, though, great kill onto Flushy. He was pushed up. He was trying to get an early read, and they catch him out. So now they have to second guess. They have to pull this rotator and Pronex back over to A, regardless of whether or not that's where the bomb is, as Get Right is still over on B. Exist will take this invitation, though. He's going to go over and join his teammates on A. JW's still pushed up. He's still at the bottom of mid, as Alu's at the top of Danger. And Exist, be careful, you're so low HP. That's bomb down. Now they'll call all the rotators back over. And Get Right's looking the wrong direction. Crims is right behind him. He's low HP. He gets dropped as he tries to escape back into the A site. Meanwhile, 4 is still coming in. They want this entry, but the bomb's all the way back out towards the T side. Fnatic may have found a way back into this round strictly by Exist getting caught by leaving JW alive bottom mid. But Forrest still finds Scrim. JW still wreaking havoc. He's all that's left. They'll kill him. They're going to swarm him from either side, or will they? Yes. Forrest bails them out, so it doesn't even matter that the bomb gets left behind. NiP escape a very narrow moment right there.
They did, for sure. Forrest was, again, one of the players who really made it happen for NiP. He got the early pick on Flush on side hall. Even though the bomb went down in middle, they still managed to salvage the round, and a lot of it was thanks to Forrest just single-handedly dealing a lot of the damage. That's going to force Fnatic on another eco, by the way. So it is possibly a 10-14 scoreline. Like I said, win that buy round, force an eco for your opponent, keep that cycle going, and just believe, like, you know, that's the only way you can really approach this situation when you're NiP down 9-14.
Yeah, well, a dream is all they need. Remember, this is NiP. I won't use the coined term of our compatriot, but this is a late push from them, and again, they'll get this round. It was pistols for Fnatic that time. Alu opened it up with that op shot, and then it all fell apart for Fnatic. So they are on to double digits, and this is a massive turnaround because we expected that Fnatic would walk away with this when we switched over. Also, the trend has been equal right now because it was a pistol round win for actually Fnatic in the first round. Then they won, the NiP, won the first gun. It's been the exact same. It was NiP who won the pistol round this time, Fnatic who won the first gun, but they've lost everything since. Yep. And it's been 5 rounds in a row. It went 6 before NiP actually got their second gun round. If we match that trend, we'll find ourselves at 15-15, and how ridiculous would that be on Cobblestone against Fnatic? Alu again, opening
huge
pick.
Yeah, huge pick there on long. Getting all of Meister of all players, who's been a key instrumental player. Exist on Crims as well. Fnatic just going down like flies. This is like, look at the first half all over again. It's just the how it's NiP doing what Fnatic did in the first half. Both teams just playing awesome T-side so far. And a lot of it is coming just down to individual players doing very good calls on themselves and hitting their shots. It's not always any type of rocket science this game. It's a lot of it is just instinctive plays and the right type of plays from these players.
And it's been a different kind of offense too, because we talked about Fnatic selling fakes, whereas NiP's just actually playing it on picks. Yeah, they've got players on both bomb sites looking for the entries, but it's not like they're trying to sell rotators. They just want blood early.
Yeah, Alu just pushed that B long area and got that pick on all of Meister right away. For example.
We're in a very similar situation to how Fnatic was now, because we've got 5 digits for pretty much everyone on NiP. Post buy, that changes a little bit. Get Right's the poorest of the bunch, $66.50, but only $50 less than Freiburg post buy. But nonetheless, you get the idea. Lots of money to work with.
Yep. And here we have the first force buy from Fnatic since being in the spiral of losing rounds. I believe they have 1 Colt to work with. Everyone else, besides Flusha, are working with pistols.
Flusha was, of course, the save. Flusha is going to use the rifle well this time. There's your early blood. Alu looking for the kill with the Tech 9. Does get it in the end, and Flusha has dropped, so that's the rifle gone. Pronax wants to push forward and get it. He's going to get more than just a rifle. He also gets a 5-7 kill. So we go back to a 3-on-3. And Fnatic still have control of B site. Pronax is coming over to join them, or is he? He's looking still toward that bottom mid at A. Alu needs to hurry up. He's low HP, 19 for him in the op. Exist needs to find Olaf instantly. Crims finds him. This is falling apart. This is massive. Absolutely brilliant from Fnatic right now. They're finding all of those kills, and it all comes down to that early rifle over at long. Exist finally does get Olaf, but the bomb's dropped down behind him. He's going to have to fall for it. And he's got to be careful because Pronax is coming in behind. If he doesn't hear him coming, this could be huge. And Pronax has the rifle. He gets the kill. They'll get the win, and it's the exact same situation. 6 rounds go to Tease, and then we get our first gun. However, Fnatic is now on match point. That's the crucial point here.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw Fnatic with all the equipment before, just not able to make it happen. And now they were force buying, and here we go. They get the round.
And that's the big part of it. So it comes on an eco. We do have ops out either side. Alu waiting very patiently in case Flusha wants to get aggressive out toward long. He will smoke it off. And it's Fnatic already. Double man advantage. Freiburg at least gets back. Flusha drops down. But NiP are looking to lose this map if they can't come back with another kill early on here. They need to get this one going their way, and Freiburg gets caught with a nade. Easy kill, JW, and it's all down to Alu and Exist. Alu still with this up, so slow on the movement. JW, easy defensive angle, and Exist now with the AK. Has to do something brilliant. He's got a minute to work with. No bomb, though. Olaf might walk directly into him. Easy kill does there, but that gives Olaf the information, and now they can swarm in behind him.
The bomb is down, though, in middle, so that's making Exit's job pretty much impossible at this point.
Unless does get one more. That's utterly ridiculous, but JW's waiting with the ops. So that's going to make it 16-11. Fnatic come back right away, and we do have the series sitting on 1-1.
Yeah, it went as we expected it. NiP, Fnatic picking up that map. I think NiP made it more interesting than we expected, especially after that monstrous first half Fnatic had, T-side. But just Counter-Strike from both teams.
Both teams, indeed. And it actually was an impressive comeback from NiP. I didn't expect them to come back into that, especially on a map that Fnatic looks so comfortable on. And their CT, or probably their T-side with the fakes is brilliant. There's your MVP, JW, and of course in the last round, getting that early kill with, or pardon me, in that eco round, getting the early kill with the rifle. And then Pronax coming in to pick it up also with the 5-7 kill. That's what won them that eco. And he was good with the op when he had it out. 31 kills and only 13 deaths.
Yep, a lot of impact kills. I think you can't deny that.
No, at all. So we go to Cash next. And it's all to play for on that map.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how Fnatic are going to utilize double op setup. Yes, it's CT. Yes, you don't necessarily have to go for the aggressive peaks. But not only can NiP have a chance to limit their economy, they may find a weakness, in particular in Olaf, who seems to be the weaker of the two players with the ops so far.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be one of the, if not, I think it's probably going to be the most equal map with these two guys. I think that both teams like playing Cash, especially NiP has a really good T side. I think Fnatic has a good T side as well. So I think it's going to come down to whoever is going to be able to pick up the most 80 rounds.
Yep, big time. So we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back. Map 3, this series is looking good so far.